That's right, exclamation mark rewards actually works. Welcome back to the OCE Championship. My name's Jake Asterix, joined by Courier Lord and the other Jake, the Big Snake. Welcome back. We are moving into the next series, which arguably is going to be a lot closer. We've got Legacy jumping on the pitch for the first time in the OCE Championship. Well, for league play, we've got Chiefs returning back as well, Courier.
I think it's going to be an interesting spot, with Ground Zero being the team that just played and doing a mixed performance at best, I'd say. It's going to be interesting to see if Legacy, a team that does have a lot more pedigree coming forward, can stand up to Chiefs.
I don't think Legacy will be as spooked as Chiefs. Legacy have a lot more experience. What's their name? Ground Zero? Sorry.
Downloadable content.
Downloadable content, yeah, sorry, it's all new to us. Ground Zero really seem spooked, and I think Legacy have the experience against Chiefs. They won't be playing as scared.
I think the roster change as well is an important factor that we're going to have to be looking at with Legacy now. They have just picked up Days over Delusion, which I think is a bit controversial.
Let's delve into that, right?
Yeah.
Upgrade or downgrade? I want the professional opinion.
I mean, statistically, it's a downgrade.
Statistically, it's a massive downgrade.
Yeah, like across the board, Delusion was only matched by Drippe in terms of stats.
Yeah.
Days was very middle of the pack in terms of that. So Delusion beat him on every single stat across the board.
Yep.
But in terms of why that you would swap, that's an interesting decision to make.
So, Delusion did bring with him a very greedy playstyle, right? You don't get those stats for a reason. His teammates kind of had to play around Delusion, and that can be difficult in a team, but you'd think the stats, it seemed worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Delusion brought them up. The Hall of Fame started when Legacy were in a position to go to RLCS. They miss out last moment, but was it because of Delusion? Is it the real reason why you make the change?
Yeah, look, there must be internal issues going on, right? Those stats were great. Delusion is a great player. There must have been some behind-the-scenes problem with the team that they thought Days fits us better.
Yeah, there has to be, right? Because in terms of their placement, it was the highest ever placement Sirix has got in years, coming in
fourth.
No, I mean coming in at second, right? They came in favored. They were meant to make the RLCS.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, fourth may actually still be it, though.
It's good to be
what happens at the end of the day. He came fourth again. It was the same for Sirix.
This OCE Championship, they want to go above and beyond. So does everyone. With roster changes, they're hoping to breach the gap. And I think with Days as well, we did see some good plays coming out of him last time in retirement home.
Well, I mean, he had the highest ever score in Throwdown history in terms of points per game. So he has the potential to absolutely pop off, but he has been very hot and cold.
Look, I think Days is a real team player. I know he thinks a lot about the game, about passing, about fitting in well with the team. So I guess that's just what Legacy wanted. And if the team is happy, I think they probably will perform better.
I guess just jutting in there, we'll see how Legacy go against Chiefs. Let's get some quick predictions. Jake, again, are you back in the Chiefs?
It's going to be a 3-0 again.
Okay.
Come on. Chiefs are so good. This is a downgrade for Legacy. Chiefs have never struggled with Legacy in the past. 3-0.
I mean, you know the Chiefs best. Out of anyone on this desk, you know the Chiefs best. And honestly, after what we just saw, Courier,
I'm going to be generous and giving them 3-1. I'm hoping that Days has one superstar game where he can pull that one for them, but 3-1. Chiefs.
See, honestly, I think a 3-1 as well. I'll sit on the high. I think Chiefs right now, so strong after game number 1. They get close against Ground Zero to maybe missing out, but they secured it in the end. So let's hop into that game. Let's see if Days is a considerable improvement. Jake, last thing before we go into game.
Yep.
Is Days, you think, a good enough player to grow throughout the season, or do you think he's capped? And that is harsh, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm still asking.
Harsh.
I'm
sorry to put you on such a spot.
Nah, Days, look, he's really hovered around that 5th place, you know? He's never been on a top team, maybe 2 years ago, but he has seemed kind of capped. He's kept up. Maybe this new environment will be good for him.
No, I'm going to jump in. I'll go the other way. I reckon he's not capped. I reckon if you look at his stats from the first half of league play last season, they were pretty bad. Second half, though, he ended up in top 3 assists. He had some pretty good goal potential across the board. He had huge growth in the second half of the season.
It's a hard question, I know. I pushed Jake into a corner. He'll join us on the desk after this game. I'm a little bit harsh, yes. But for Legacy Esports, now they have to prove themselves against the Chiefs. The first goal comes out of Chiefs once again, though.
Drippe is an absolute monster. It's beautiful to see him back on the pitch. We didn't see as much of him last game or last series as we expect, but now they've unleashed him. This could just be over immediately for Legacy.
Oh, I mean, Courier, it's game 1. Let's just start out slow and see where we go.
He was 1750 fantasy points. He's a monster.
Yeah, I know. He was the most costly player, but I put Sirix in as well. So there's some part of me that believes Sirix will have a bit of a monstrous performance too. And for Legacy, a shot on goal by both Sirix and Days already kicking off the gun. And as soon as it's begun, this is great because for Chiefs, they're not done. They come back in on that attack and immediately they're straight where they want to be. So for Chiefs, Korea, right now, sitting in the midfield, the attack continues, but they've run out of boost.
Yeah, and Legacy's had really good possession. The way they just hold that ball for about 30 seconds straight against Chiefs that were coming in hot after that big win. But it doesn't matter because Torsos run straight under anyway.
And really, that play right off the roof. And an unfortunate miss there. As Xerix, I think, was the one to pinch it out, and Days was unfortunate not to get the shot.
I mean, they had the opportunity. The backboard defense was there. They could have just done a gentlest of touch after Drippe missed. They should have secured the defense.
But 2-0 start there for Chiefs, and right off the bat, they're here to play. The start for Chiefs has always been so important as well. A 6-0 start, in my mind, is enough to say, yes, they're still number one.
I thought you were just talking about in games. They typically are slow to start, a little bit of a warm-up. Momentum is a lie is one of their biggest phrases, but to have a lead at the beginning of the match could be paramount to just running away with it.
But what can Legacy do here? They push the ball up once again. A minute's already passed, and 2 goals down. Now a big deficit to play with. Drippe, shot on net. Kami leaves it. A bit of the old fakey doodle there.
Yeah, just a little bit of a hand show to mix up the defense so they just don't go up for the save. That's not what I was expecting from Legacy. They had time.
Yeah, a bit of a miss there by Legacy. I guess they were trying to react to whether Kami was going to hit that one, but a 3-0 start. And for Legacy, the story's always about getting off to a strong start as well. So right now, to catch up to Chiefs is going to be a big ask.
And they have a strong mental game that they need to fight for. Because that's not something that they've been best at. You see Xerix when he is on the land stage, he does get very depressed and down when he starts to get behind. And Days doesn't have that mental fortitude either. So being behind this early, I think is just going to be pivotal in deciding where it's going to go as it'll drop down.
Okay. They're still there from Siki. He'll get it over Drippe, so that's what we want to see.
Well, maybe they decided to mix it up. Good momentum coming forward and a great touch over the backboard.
Well, first goal there for Legacy. Finally opened things up. It was Siki. Let's see where they can go from here.
Good start though, resetting. Siki is a player that I really think they're going to have to be depending on. He brings a lot of shots and offensive potential, and in the first minute we saw such great possession. If they can convert that into some level of attack, they could be in a good position.
But Chiefs right back on that attack, so straight away you're saying Chiefs are getting that possession once again. Torsos lobs it over. Days is the only defender, but he's been going past the ball a little bit. Siki now goes up to that backboard, but he misses it too. Xerix and Days swing by together and take that ball away. Off the wall now, Days. What can he do with it? Siki's waiting patiently behind. Xerix in this midfield. Brings it to a standstill. Drippe comes in as well. No boost there on Xerix, so slow reset there for Legacy once again.
Yeah, good decision to contest though. Did have 0 boost. It allowed his teammates some opportunity to reposition on the right-hand side, and now they can fight in the midfield.
See, Kami couldn't get the ball quite there, and Drippe, he's run out of boost too, but the push continues up there by Chiefs. A great touch there by Drippe. He'll come back in, steps it up for Torsos.
Nice, easy roll. That's the combo we need to be seeing. Torsos and Drippe coming back are an offensive powerhouse that just can run this team forward. The fact that Kami didn't need to come into the play and could safely sit back in the midfield just shows how dominant the performance will be.
Legacy getting outplayed here by Chiefs in game number 1. 4-1 start, and showing why they're the dominant team in OCE.
I think an important factor to look at for Legacy here is that losing Delusion, they lost that superstar potential that we need to score against Chiefs. We saw Lim do that insane play last match, but they don't have someone that can do that now. We need Days to really pop off and show us one of those 720-point games if they are to have a chance.
Well, Siki's coming in, and if we see those games, then it's going to have to start now. And 2 minutes remaining. Legacy push on that attack once more. Unable to do anything. Great pass there. Over to Siki, he gets the second touch, the shot goes in, and a passing play finally successful.
Siki is someone they're completely dependent on to pull forward in this match. You see he set it up as well, and he had to rely on Kami missing that touch to get the goal. There was 2 opportunities there for Chiefs to break through that and keep the defense strong. I think it was not only Siki did a good play, but a missed opportunity there from Chiefs to defend.
Yeah, look, Chiefs' defense has been pretty all right so far, but one mistake punished there by Legacy. Now, 2 goals separate, a minute 45. Things are getting interesting here on the pitch in game number 1. Siki will lob the ball again. Kami comes in off that backboard. The dunk ready to transmit, and it does, and it just looks too easy for the Chiefs.
They're just running away with it now. 5-2. The plays are coming. The defensive demo is not going to be enough as they just get another dunk.
There's always a response here, Courier. The Chiefs not going to go out empty-handed. They say, if you get one, we want one too.
pushing forward now. It's going to be the opportunity for Legacy to try turn this back around. They need to get those passes going if they want an opportunity to score. They can't rely on the mistakes of Chiefs because they are a relatively consistent team.
Right now, we need to talk about that consistency, but this time on to Legacy. Talk about their consistency and where they're going to go this season. League Play 1 is a good definition as to where teams can go. Now, in previous seasons, we saw Legacy get off to a bit of a rapid start, a flying start.
Yeah, off the back of Delusion, and then now it's up to Days to grow into that potential. Jake may disagree with me and say he's capped, but his drive to be more of a team-working player is what will allow him to succeed.
I take full responsibility for that question. I put him into a corner, and captain is not a very nice thing to say. I think Days has potential. In all truth, I think all of our OCE championship teams have potential and their players within it. You don't get top 8 just because you're okay and you're going to stay okay. You get top 8 because you have the room to grow, and with that pinch over Torsos has denied this growing team in Legacy. On the defense, 30 seconds remaining, and it's all over Red Rover. Chiefs will take this game 1 and lead Legacy into an uncomfortable position in 2.
Now, they have to just keep the momentum. We need to see Legacy start to stop the bleeding that Chiefs is allowing through. What a boomer! Straight on through. Kami getting his showboating done too.
Says Yippee-ki-yay, runs it down the field. Look at the speed on that. What do we look at? 121. Okay, I've seen faster, but still.
I mean, that's nothing to sniff at.
No, he wouldn't be sniffing at the ball anyway. Who knows where it's been. 18 seconds. And Chiefs, dominant performance. The team that we know and love. The team that's represented OCE, the RLCS, countless times. I can't even count that on my fingers.
I think that says more about your counting.
Yeah. But OCE Championship starts off with a bang for the Chiefs. This ball's going to hit the ground, and Legacy have to look for other opportunities. Now, Korea, who are we looking through with Legacy? Because it looks like Days at the moment hasn't found his feet. The Sirix and Siki show.
I think it was nobody's show, really. I mean, Siki did a good job. He did pull 2 goals for his team. But it was off the back of a couple of mistakes for the Chiefs' defense. We had 2 opportunities on the second goal for someone to come block that up.
Why? Hang on, sorry to interrupt. Why is Kami a picture of our admin?
Because Nolski's the best.
Why? Kami went from ground zero to now a picture of our beautiful admin, who's moderating chat, by the way. So that's fantastic. Kami's got a bit of flavor in his gameplay today. Sorry,
no, that's important. Nolski is a man after my own heart.
That is important.
Beautiful
Big
beard.
Shout out to Nolski. Yeah, no, great beard.
Hugger.
But I think Yummy Cheese Man has moderated his beard more. Nolski kind of, he grows it out. So he's got a bit of a pinnacle. He could hide stuff in the beard.
Well,
Yummy
when you're both
is
like Rocket League community guys, you need some separation. You can't both be the dudes that know everything and have sick beards.
I've taken us off the path once again. Welcome back to the OCE Championship. For the first league play, Chiefs have already come in with a 4-game win streak, now going into their 5th game in a row against Legacy. And this start, it's concerning for Legacy.
I mean, I feel bad for Legacy, right? They came in cold versus Chiefs who just stomped and are feeling warm.
Yep.
Like, it was already a Chiefs-favored game, but the fact they didn't get the warm-up as well is just double dipping on the unfairness.
It definitely is. But for Chiefs, look, I think a bit about Kami and how he's fitting into this roster. I think it looks... I'm not going to say anything in front of Jake. I know he's listening, but I think this still looks like a very powerful roster.
See, my thing for this one is I don't know, because I expected either Jake or Kami to win this game. So I don't think it really tests the true upper limit of what Chiefs can do. Okay. I want to see them against, like, a fully fledged Tainted Minds, and then that's the decider.
I guess we start looking at them later in the season as well, to the games that they drop, the games that they win against who. But for Legacy, we're now in this game. We're in game 2, and Chiefs looking to make that run once again. But Legacy have got off to a bit of a flying start. This response off the wall by Kami. That shot was directly at the top of net, and Kami won't get it, but sets it up for Drippay. And look how fast they're flying through. Kami brings it back down, and the boost management still great from the Chiefs as always. From this right corner, Torsos comes in. Drippay still there, and the drop's going to come down. But watch how the Chiefs play this one. Kami over the top, reads it well. It's a pass to Torsos, and the passes continue to come out once again.
Yeah, they're just too fast to the ball. Legacy had 3 players go up to try contest Torsos in the air. He beat all 3 of them out to it. Not even a challenge, and they managed to maintain possession in Legacy's half.
Just great touches as well, Korea.
Yeah, speed is just an issue. Touch is an issue. They're just getting beaten across the board in the entire skill set.
2 members go for the defense, and the ball just swings through, and Kami gets a dribbler all the way into the net.
It takes 2 men to stop Drippay. That's pretty much the moral of the story I got there.
Oh, is it
And
though?
the flip.
Yeah. All right, well, Legacy in a hard position once again in game 2. And it all comes off the back of Chiefs' simple execution.
A problem that I think we just saw arose from Legacy there is when the chips start falling onto the table and it starts becoming a stressful situation against the Chiefs' offense, they don't have the communication in defense. Too many people went for the same ball. Twice, 2 people went for that same shot.
But hang on, Legacy get an opportunity off that backboard, the third touch, and it was Days this time it comes through with a little squiggly mark.
This is the tried and tested method where most of Legacy's goals came from last season. You'd have Siki start a play and then a follow-up from one of his teammates after Siki's drawn someone out of the goals. So it's good to see that Days can fulfill that position that Delusion previously held.
Yeah, that's right. Adaptation, a big keyword to remember here in the OCE Championship, but one apiece. Legacy finally on that board in game 2, and this time it's not before 3 goals have run away from them. They launch the ball towards that net once again, and now it's up to Siki. Dribble it down, but Drippay gets the touch first. Sirix launches it against the backboard, but Siki has just picked up boost, is trying to recover, and will try and set up the passing play again. This time it stays. Perfectly done, but a great save by Drippay once more.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that it was saved. The fact that they actually got the connection, the plays were coming through, and the communication is back is a good indicator for this game, and they actually have a chance to take it off Chiefs.
Legacy right now pushing forward. The chance to take it off Chiefs comes through this attack. Off the corner, Days launches it again. Siki will have to react as Chiefs get the clear, and now it's up to the Chiefs. Can they get it back in that offensive side? It looks like, yes, Sirix misses the ball. Drippay going down himself. The solo play, dribbles down, hits the crossbar. It'll be saved away after 2 shots, and the third launched through, and Siki deserves that save.
What a beautiful play there from Drippay. Unable to finish it, but he rotated back in time to keep the offense. Just as it finished, he managed to get there in the perfect nick and finish a second play.
Managed to get the reset as well, but let's look at Sirix, who's just dribbled it past the last defender, and Legacy with a lead.
Some miscommunication there from Chiefs, and great play there from Sirix from reading the hole and the pop to finish as well. I love that he shares it with Days. Like, Days, buddy, welcome to the team.
Shares.
We need to give you a couple of goals. I'll take a couple of goals.
Quote unquote shares, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, 2:20. And now we're talking. After what was an incredible flip reset there by Drippay, now turns around for Legacy's advantage. 2:10, and now taking shot after shot on goal. Drippay getting the Savior medal. I don't think we've seen that many saves out of Chiefs in the last series, so testing the limits of Legacy.
I mean, they didn't have too many shots on them last series, so oof.
Not Days punishing the ball up, and Torsos, what happened there? It was Siki who sniped one.
Siki again, getting the shots to set up for the team and then finishing it out. And Days being part of the play is what I was worried about. And now that we're seeing them work cohesively as a team, that's going to be reminiscent of how they were last season. Both Delusion and Sirix were averaging over 1 goal per game, so they're going to need to see Days fulfill that slot as well.
The Chiefs are a different beast, so let's see them keep it up. 1:50. Pulls us off that wall, but Sirix is up for the ball. And again, off that corner. Drippay tries to send the ball home. That's its home. Kami goes up for the ball, and Drippay just comes in and snipes it down.
Does that count as debated? Did Kami even touch it that time?
I don't think Kami touched it. Let's have another look, Corey. Might have been the old flick of the wrist, who knows, but defense looks like a bit of a struggle for Legacy.
Yeah, Drippay taking that patiently as well, seeing all 3 of them just slowly coming at him as he just pops it away.
Well, Legacy right now, only 1 goal lead, and Chiefs have managed to catch back up, but they've got 1 more goal to secure. 1:40, and Legacy on the defense want to get it out. That's been their downfall. Days reacts to the ball, but the pitch comes through. This is not good. Chiefs now get a bit more control. It's going to bounce off that wall, and all 3 members are down here. Drippay, however, is not, so make it 2. Days off the corner. Drippay over to Siki. Good reaction there by Drippay.
And great positioning by Siki, getting the challenge up and making sure they don't lose control of the ball. I mean, it's unfortunate now that it has turned around, but possession is still in their favor, and it's good to see them matching the pace of Chiefs when it comes to those challenges.
It's not unfortunate for us. We get a close game. It's 1 minute left remaining. Chiefs again. Drippay has done it once, wants to do it again, but blocked away by Days. Legacy switching on to these plays.
You need to have that defense. You need to shut down Drip. He's an absolute monster on the offense, and if you can hold him at bay, it massively increases your chance of victory.
Drippay off the wall again, a launching ball right towards net, a big miss there. Who was it? Days. Oh, unfortunate is the word I want to use, but...
Oh, what Days giveth, Days can taketh away.
Drippay just gets a hook, line, and sinker into Legacy's net. We have 45 seconds. It's a 3-all.
It's reminiscent of last game if we're going to see another 4-second goal.
Well, it's not hold it too tight just yet. 40 seconds. Zerix off that wall again. Torsos now setting it up, but Daze gets the clear. Important for Legacy. Kami goes up. The pass works out for Drippe. Chiefs always passing. Legacy looking to make their own, but intercepted by Torsos. The shot on net, and that's what Chiefs needed to do.
They just don't go on tilt when someone just starts to get a lead on them. They're quiet, they're confident, they're cool, and they're managing to keep it together for communication, which is required for passing.
Yep. Chiefs with a lead. 27 seconds remaining. Legacy had that 2-goal lead and are now at a deficit. Never count Chiefs out.
No, you definitely can't. But we have seen some passes coming out from Legacy, which is a good thing. Now that they can start utilizing that within their rotation to potentially score, it does put Chiefs on the back foot, and they're going to have to show them more respect.
Coming with the pass up the field, but goes to no one. Daze now with an opportunity. 10 seconds remaining. Legacy need to get that ball out of there, but it just goes towards net. Again, sharpshooter Drippe.
I wish I didn't remove him from my attacker on Fantasy League.
That feels bad. I left him right where he should be. And right now, Drippe, the most expensive player, deserves to be there.
Well worth it. Back-to-back goals.
But 5-3, Chiefs going to end this one a 2-0. Legacy had such a strong lead, and here they are in that 2-goal deficit. The Chiefs showing why they're the best team in OCE, split after split, season after season, and Drippe even finds one more shot, but Chiefs end out strong in game 2.
The big takeaway from me there is Chiefs have still got it. I mean, we saw it against Ground Zero, the old downloadable content roster, but that was an expected win. But here we're just seeing it's Drip's back.
You want save your medal, you got it. You want your hat trick, you got it. You want 7 shots out of Drippe, well, you got that too. And right now, Drippe showing why he's leading the charge on the Chiefs, but not even that. Chiefs' whole round stats were just clean.
Oh, it's just absolutely dominant. Drippe alone pretty much had the entire stats of the other team combined.
Having said that, to interrupt you,
please.
Legacy took so many more shots in game number 2, and now we have a team in Legacy who are starting to contest the Chiefs.
Yeah, and their goals weren't just Siki taking some shots and then doing some good shots, but getting a bit lucky. They actually had some passes coming out. Daze was getting a lot more involved within the actual play itself.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be pivotal in deciding whether or not they can win some games.
But they need to firm some things up. Daze, a couple of big misses there that cost them the game. And I'm looking for Daze to fill the roles of, fill the shoes, that's what you do, not the roles, of Delusion.
I think that's the hard bit, right? I think they're very different types of players. Like, Delusion is a very greedy, on-the-play kind of guy who both Sirix and Siki were like, okay, if he's just going to be there, we might as well try back him up, which let them have a ton of shots. Like, Siki had most of the season averaging 4, Sirix was pumping out a goal a game, and then Delusion just had max stats across the board. And now the playstyle has to adapt, because Daze isn't that player that's just going to be constantly on the ball at all times chasing it around. He's going to be more cohesive. The downside to that is you do lose that superstar effect. You do. But Daze has those shoes to fill. But not only that, he has the opportunity to kind of prove Jake wrong. Even though I threw him into that question. Must be a Jake thing. Yeah, it must be a Jake thing. Say captain, apologize. Anyway, we're going into Game 3. Chiefs 2-0 up. Game 6, really, of their day. They could finish out strong. They could do 2-3-0. Great start. A fantastic start. Starting up 2 points in league play is exactly where you want to be. Especially for them, right? When they picked up Kami and then Jake retired and became like an analyst and all this other cool stuff and gets to hang out with us. Yeah. It's an interesting thing for Chiefs to do because if you have Jake, if you look at their past performances, because RLCS is really where they're looking at. They're assuming they're just going to win OCE and then they want to win the internationals. So changing out and picking up Kami means Kami has to be doing something special that Jake either wasn't doing to allow them to get that top 4, or he's the best pick you can find. Well, no, that's going to happen. Hey, Siki, how you going? That's some serious momentum off that kickoff. That's just serious. Like, Drippe's like, how? How did that happen? And the final touch there from Siki. Legacy Esports. All right, Game 3 begins now. Yeah, Siki was meant to be the golden boy of last year, and we're seeing him really perform in this match. I want to see him pick up across the season and how he's going to be working with Daze being a player that was more likely to pass than Delusion typically would have. Yep, well, 15 seconds already passed with that goal. Comfortability comes through. Kami now dribbling in front of the net off the corner. Drippe and Torsos do not commit. Siki comes back around that corner and picks himself up mid-boost. Kami on the defense. Easy touch. Chiefs now off the roof. Kami, bit of a reset himself, but gets knocked out of the way by Siki, and Drippe will just come in off the wall. Drippe
pretty much just playing with the ball right now.
I mean, he baited them out. Legacy, all three players were so close to the play, and ended up sacrificing that position on the rear post if anything was going to go wrong.
I was going to say a bit more messier play than that, but they managed to constitute the ball once again. That is even English right in front of the net. The back wall, Tulsos again, just take the light shot. Xerix goes up for the ball, but they're running out of boost fast, and Chiefs are putting on the attack. The Viper is coming in red hot. Now for Drippe. Pitch goes bad. Still in the defense.
Interesting play there. They may have got the demo, but Drippe was rotating back when they set up the play, pretty much forcing the possession over to Legacy, despite the fact they had a great opportunity to score with both defenders up.
They did, but now Legacy getting back on that attack off the corner. Sicky tries to steal the ball away. Chiefs no goal just yet, but they're coming in red hot again. The pass back, not to Kami. 3 members defense, and Days will manage to clear it away, but still in this half, a Legacy. Pressure's still on.
We need to see them using those short, sharp passes. If you guys are going to be so close onto the play, and we see them move in on top of each other like that, you need to have the shots and passes coming from them.
Chiefs just getting so much freedom, and that's why you see Kami getting the goal after 3 members just put on the attack.
That's what happens. Drippe comes out, all 3 of them are on the play so much that they all jump up to try to defend, and it just leaves a follow-up touch from your teammate open, and Chiefs are reading them like a book. They have much wider rotations than Legacy does, so every time they send someone forward, the panic from Legacy draws 2 players out. They're effectively playing with like a player down when it comes to rotating.
That's right. Chiefs happy to play with that advantage. At 3 minutes, a goal apiece, and Tulsos won't get the touch on that ball, but look at the defense here from Legacy. Is it non-existent? The touch seems to think yes, and Tulsos will hit it around the corner. No control just yet, but Days now has an opportunity with Xerix and Sicky as they push up. But Legacy already lose possession. Days doesn't get a second touch.
But he bought enough time there for Chiefs. We got to see the reset from Tulsos as well as he got full boost, and now they can push deeper into the half with most of the Chiefs players having reset their tanks.
Sicky set himself up a pass. Xerix is waiting on the other side. Can he get there? No. Days now back in, but he's run out of boost. A light touch from this corner, setting it up for Sicky again. The wide angle is way too wide.
I love the Days stayed in the play, though. The way he only had 6 boosts was like, I reckon I can contest 2 players to try keep possession was an excellent decision, and it showed trust with his teammates as he saw them repositioning rather than give up on it.
Means he had to rotate back. It works out in the end, but Sicky takes a shot on net, blocked away by Drippe. Legacy pushing on the door. But it is locked tight in Chiefs Academy with 2 minutes remaining. Hold out on their... Sorry, Chiefs... Wow. Chiefs hold out strong. Sorry, they're not Academy.
But they're doing great things. They're taking them to score with this defense being opened up, and Chiefs really struggling to break out of that half.
They really are. Still on the defense. They get the clear eventually, but Xerix is just waiting here to hit it off the wall. Tulsos needs this touch, but bumps Xerix instead, and it'll just be sent upfield once more. They get the demo onto Tulsos, and the defense, will it hold out this time? Tulsos resets. He's got 45 boost to play with, so I guess yes, but getting punished a little bit. Legacy, 1 apiece. This time, a very different feeling.
Oh, that awkward moment. No boost left, and then Chiefs' first opportunity score.
It's not a different feeling, Courier. I was wrong. Drippe took this, the whole field, and said, Daddy's back.
That was like a 1.5 minute offense from Legacy. As soon as Drippe gets the ball, he's like, oh, it took you guys 1.5 minutes to not score? Well, I'll show you how it's done.
Showing us how it's done is a Chiefs special. Drippe in front of that net again, the bump away, beautiful as always. It drops right for Kami, and Days will save it away, but Chiefs getting more clinical by the second.
We saw a moment there, both of them on no boost, but deciding to go and contest the ball. That's the kind of communication that you shouldn't need to have to work on. You want that to be crisp and clean when you're going into league play to guarantee some good results. Whereas Kami, he's already played on teams with good communication. He knows where to be.
He definitely does. Playing off the wall, a Kami special. He's setting it up for the Chiefs. Tulsos and Drippe don't get the ball, but 45 seconds remaining. They'll have plenty more time. Look at the bullying now from Xerix. A little bit angry there, but Kami just meanwhile gets an opportunity to hit it off that back wall. Days commits for the ball, but he doesn't get the touch, and still Days a little bit out of position as 30 seconds remaining. I'll take it back. He sets up a center pass, but no one's there from Legacy.
There's some tool time, though, with 20 seconds left on the clock, and Days playing faster and faster as the game goes on. This is their opportunity to equalize. They just need 1 goal to take it to overtime.
But Legacy, 1 opportunity remains, and now 20 seconds remaining. It looks like they can't get it out of their defensive half, something that they did so easily earlier in this game 3. But for the Chiefs, on the defense, can Legacy do it? This is their last shot. 5 seconds remaining, and in League Play 1, the Chiefs are moments away from securing a 3-0. And I think they've done it, Courier. Chiefs 3-0, sorry, back-to-back.
Pretty convincing across the board as well. 4 of those games were absolute stomps. 2 of them took it to the edge, but in the end, they managed to pull ahead.
Oh my lord, Chiefs again. And this time, Torsos finally with the right logo. Kami changes to Legacy. Sorry, it's just really important to me. This is the moment where you say, are Chiefs going to have the same season that they've had previously? And you go, from League Play 1, Jake, yes, they are.
They are looking like it. They're looking like they could honestly just not drop a game.
The
whole split, like, I don't know.
See, my thing is, I don't think Legacy's performance there was to such a high enough caliber that you wouldn't have just been like, yeah, I would have 3-0'd that as well. Would you have 3-0'd that?
You flatter me, but hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? I don't think this was a true test of whether or not Kami's the perfect fit yet, because you have to really push it to a much higher bar before you can bring the question on.
No, I do want to point out, Chiefs aren't even sweating. They look like they're just scrimming. Drip's having the best time of his life, just doing anything he wants.
Yeah, that's right.
They're relaxed.
They look controlled. I think even though they look comfortable, they look relaxed, they still look controlled.
Yeah.
And that's the pinnacle of when we say Chiefs are in their form. And I think here starting out, although, yes, we can't really go, yeah, this is the same Chiefs just from day one, we can still say that Chiefs, with this early lead, are in the exact same position to take comfortability in the league play.
Yeah, they're definitely in the position they want to be. We haven't seen any drop off from the swap over.
Yeah.
But I think the important thing for me is, how do you think Days fared, and how do you think that compares to how it should have gone?
Okay.
Days. He was struggling so much in defense. Honestly, he was. A lot of goals were just Days being back in defense, not sure. He let in, like, near the start, just a few really free goals. I was impressed with Days up front. I thought he did bring a lot, and that Legacy weren't lacking as much as I thought they were.
I think there were times when Days showcased what he could be, but there were other times, like you said, where you're like, Days needs to show control.
Nah, like, it might have been nerves. I hope it was nerves. I know Days is a good player, but his defense wasn't up to scratch this series.
That's fair. Legacy,
I think it is hard, though. When you're against Chiefs, like, Chiefs' offense is going to really test your defense. And do you reckon it was just he whiffed mechanically there, or do you reckon it was a bigger problem where the team weren't rotating in a way that made him feel safe?
Chiefs really, they're not playing very fast in attack. They're sitting back, they're maintaining constant pressure, and they're waiting for the other team to kind of screw up and then clinically taking that out. So Legacy don't really have an excuse. They screwed up their defense. I don't know.
No, that's fair. I think that's fair. I think for Legacy, they have another opportunity against Avant next, but firming this up, Sirix and Siki still look like they're kind of there. I feel like as a team, though, it's going to take some time for them to come online.
Nah, they've held a similar playstyle as they did last season. Obviously, Delusion isn't kind of making that chaos happen as much as they were before, but they scored some excellent counterattack goals. You can see, whenever they see a clear coming, they are very far up the pitch ready to score a counterattack goal, and they scored a few in Game 2. Yeah, definitely.
I think they were playing a lot closer than they did last season as well. We had many opportunities where, in defense, the team would cluster together, and then that would allow opportunities for Chiefs to come in and do the counterattack or to punish them for it. And I don't think that was as reminiscent of last season.
I was really impressed with Siki, actually. Siki was really stepping up and scoring a lot of solo goals that he's always had, but he really has dropped off a little bit, especially last season.
We touted him as the golden boy last season. He was meant to be the guy that took them to RLCS, and then he had a really good season, but not like the best season.
Yeah, Siki always has that potential to be great, but he always just seems to fade into, like, still a good player, but not that, like, amazing player you know he can be.
Well, look, maybe we'll see Legacy maybe step up that next level in the next series. They're versing Avant next, so we are going to take a short break and then return with Legacy taking on AV.